Hi, I am Jacob Gaming, and today I'm going to be showing you guys some of my new exotic ideas, new perks, and changing some legendaries to an exotic. So, disclaimer, there is going to be no balance. Some of these are going to be the most busted perks you've probably ever seen in Destiny. Some of these are going to make exotics completely OP for PvP if they were implemented. So I'm just going to give you that now. There's no balance. So firstly, we're going to be starting off with the Gjallarhorn. So I translated Victory Wolf into Norse, and here's what it came out to be. Repeated direct on a target, increase the next rocket's damage. The final shot does times 10 damage, only if there's one Gjallarhorn user. If there's more than one, there is no bonus damage for the final shot. I did that to kind of, keep the balance a little bit. I couldn't just make everyone have like 10 times damage, that would be crazy, but 10 times for one rocket is insane. But there's a huge trade-off. Gjallarhorn is not able to use any dropped heavy ammo after the final shot. Swap off Gjallarhorn to continue regular usage. Locked out of swapping back to Gjallarhorn for 5 seconds. Think of like the Lucky Pants lockout system. That's how I kind of wanted to implement it. So it's very strong, but within its confines of you need to kind of finish the boss off with that times 10 damage rocket if you want to make use of that. Otherwise, you're just going to be wasted and you won't be able to use heavy, or at least Gjallarhorn, Okay, moving on to the Widow, which is the exotic version of the Recluse. When Master of Arms is active, shots cause targets to wither. Wither is a new perk I made. Withered targets have reduced vision. Wither effects last 0.5 seconds and can be continuously applied. So I did this to kind of push on the Master of Arms perk. I really liked the Withers add-on to it, and I think it's very, very fun for the Recluse coming back as a pre-nerfed exotic and really just giving it some shine. So next, we're moving on to the MIDA multi-tool. MIDA multi-tool is a scariful that's very plain right now. It doesn't really do a lot of anything good, so it's just a very bare bones scariful. So I decided to do this. We're going to make it an actual multi-tool. If enemies are not in radar distance, alt mode MIDA can be activated. Changes into a 150 RPM scariful. Think of like the Jade Rabbit, if enemies are in close proximity, MIDA multi-tool has an alt mode that can be activated. Changes into a 390 RPM scariful, which is not in the game currently, but think of the Vex Mythoclast RPM. That's what it can change into. Also, close proximity to enemies boosts handling by 40, which allows you to increase your handling and switch off of MIDA, easier in situations like that. Moving on to an exotic, another former legendary, an exotic Riptide called the Arctic Flow. Stunning champions provide heavy ammo for teammates. So this was what I did I said in the last video. I did this mainly just to, keep up the team-oriented factor. You stun champions, you provide heavy ammo for teammates. It's really team-oriented. Moving on to a Titan exclusive exotic, the World Splitter. So I did pull up a poll on this name, and World Splitter was the consensus favorite. So alt fire, heavy swing consumes abilities in exchange for a large damage area in front of the user, and I have a diagram explaining that. So one ability, you get a small area in front of you. 2 abilities consumed, you get a much larger area, and times 3 you get the largest area, and it's very fun. And the other side of it, being in critical health gives alt fire light swing, which is a wide but close high damage wave. So you have 2 different attacks. One can be multiplied by the abilities consumed, and one is from being in critical health. So I really liked this idea for Titans being this just bastion of strength. So let's go to the Ruinous Effigy next. You can now plant the Transmutation Spear to provide a one-way void shield. Think of the Sidon exotic shield, so you can shoot through it and all that. So pretty much just that. We're just giving the Ruinous Effigy some more utility, kind of. Okay, moving on to a Hunter exclusive exotic, the Hunter. So I just used the Patience and Time model for this one, but killing an enemy reveals nearby enemy locations, and enemies tagged will have the Fear debuff for 20 seconds. We're going to be going over the Fear debuff in a later exotic. So being in an elevated location increases radar distance and makes it detailed. Consuming your class ability gives you a wall piercing shot. 1 dodge equals a 1 wall piercing shot instead of normal shot, so it converts your normal shot into a wall piercing shot. So this has a lot of utility that can be used to like really mess up the enemy team. So next we're moving on to the Warlock Exclusive, Mage's Paradox. I had a lot of fun building this one. So it has 3 modes. Number 1, consume ammo and health to provide an overheal effect for your teammates in a range. 2, consume ammo and super energy to boost teammates' ability regeneration and give a slight damage boost 20% and stacks with other damage boosts. And number 3, consume all ammo, half your super energy, and reduce your health to critical state and drop recovery to 20 for 10 seconds to fully revive any fallen teammate. It does not need to be near to get revived, so anywhere on the map. And revive with full ammo, a small overshield, and increased ability regeneration, which includes super. So I made this in hopes of the Warlock really getting pushed into that support role, you know? So as you can see with all the class specific exotics, they all lean into their role. Hunters being the scout, getting information, Titans being the bastions of strength, Warlocks being the support, the almighty support role. Okay, moving on to another exotic, the Rat King. So I wanted to play on the Rat King already, how it, you know, gets better as more people have it. The Plague. Rat Kings create a damage over time poisonous field around the users, which grows as, you know, more people equip it. Deterministic Chaos. I don't have it, so I got gameplay from someone else, and it looks really cool to use, but I think it was kind of basic and bland for a bit. So I did this. Chaos Ensues, new perk. Continuous damage on one target creates a void aura / field around the user. This aura / field provides allies with an overshield. Semi-auto reloads all weapons periodically. Everyone in the field, only 33% of the magazine. I didn't want it to be too OP, and it damages any enemies in the field. So this is going to really switch up the exotic heavy field or area slot, you know, because this thing is gonna totally take over if this was actually implemented today. This is probably the best heavy in the game if it was implemented this way. Okay, Lord of Wolves. I just kind of went bland on this one, but normal mode, Iron Wolves. Normal mode kills increased damage for the alt fire mode, Release of Wolves, stacks up to 3 times. So it could be really fun to do and really fun to mess with, but it's not going to be busted or anything like that because Release of Wolves is already insane kind of. So it changed nothing in PvP. Going on to Whisper of the Worm. So it has a new perk. The Worm's Words. A box breathing shot inflicts fear on a target. So there's that fear perk being activated again. So here it is. While fear is active, the affected targets does less damage to the user, 10% less, takes 5% more damage from the user, and a random 50% weak point or bonus critical will appear at a random on the target. Also counts towards precision chain for Whisper of the Worm. So this could be this is going to be insane because Whisper gets better. The fear perk, it shows it's so insane. It focuses on you taking less damage from them because they're fearful for you. You're doing more damage because of the fear factor, and you know, a random 50% weak point or bonus critical will appear at random and still counts towards the the precision chain. So all in all, I think that really does make Whisper, you know, really good again. Next, going to the Lorentz Driver. While the 3 times bonus damage is procced, gain 1 wall piercing shot. So it kind of plays on the see-through walls and, you know, being able to use a wall piercing shot. Riskrunner. I didn't want to go too crazy with this one. So superconductor kills have a chance to create an arc soul. You get a 66% chance to create an arc soul with a superconductor kill. So I think that could be really fun for some arc builds already. So have fun with that. Moving on to the big boy, Thunderlord. So a new perk, Thunderstruck. Getting struck by a lightning bolt has a chance, 50%, to increase all stats of Thunderlord for a short duration. 600 RPM, 55 impact, 80 range, 90 stability, 90 handling, 95 reload speed, and it overfills the magazine to 75 bullets. That, oh my gosh, getting struck by a lightning bolt from the Thunderlord, you know, headshots, and the perk can make it better. That's crazy. Moving on to Jotun. Uncontrollable Fury. Jotun can now be overcharged. Overcharged shots don't track, but will release a temporary damaging solar track in its path. Lasts 10 seconds. So you can now overcharge the Jotun and kind of control the lanes and map. kind of. So it's like a lane control. Coldheart, continuous damage causes freeze, new perk. Freeze periodically stuns targets and gives the user an overshield, but procs slow on user. So yes, you can stun a target indefinitely, kind of, but it also and it gives you an overshield, but you get slowed, and the slow duration lasts is like way longer after, not way longer, but it lasts after you stow the Coldheart. So you'll still be slowed for a short duration after you stow it. So you have to kind of use it in really knowing in smart situations, you know. You can't just willy-nilly, you know, freeze people. That's kind of how I made the freeze not be busted. So moving on to the Vex Mythoclast. Going on a spree, 3+ kills, there's no timer for that, so it can be long term or short term. 3+ kills, doesn't matter. Activates Trance, new perk. For a short duration, Trance auto reloads weapons. Highlights the nearest target, only within 20 meters. I didn't want to make it too short or too far sighted. And boosts aim assist by 20, so it kind of just puts you in the mode, you're in the zone when you get Trance. So that makes Vex really strong, especially if it was released in PvP. Okay, moving on to Trespasser. So the Unrepentant has a new mode that you can instantly shoot after swapping to Trespasser. Consumes your Unrepentant shot, so you would have to, the Unrepentant shot would have to become able to be stowed, so that's also a change. So instead of shooting a instead of shooting it the volley or the burst, you just hold that, you know, stow it, and when you want to use it, instantly swap, and you kind of get an emergency shotgun, kind of, in a way, because it shoots it all at once instead of waiting for the burst. Izzy's Burden, precise gamble. After picking up a brick of ammo, alt reload will load all bullets into one high damage shot. There's no pressure, right? You have to just hit the shot. If you hit a headshot with all your ammo stacked into one bullet, you can insta kill a lot of things, but if you miss or you body shot, you kind of just wasted all your ammo. Okay, moving on to the Sunshot. Kills spawn a solar grenade at target death location. Lasts 10 seconds. That can be changed. I just want to go with the baseline, like, of 10, you know. While Sunshot is equipped, holding the weapon in hand, not just on your character, has to be in your hand. All solar grenades provide healing for the user. So it kind of just adds some more utility to the Sunshot, makes it a little bit more versatile in its usage, and it kind of can lock down lanes, and you can heal. Perfect. Skyburner's Oath. Reinforcements is the new perk. Kills charge up a meter, and when the meter is filled, alt fire allows user to summon a Cabal drop pod at a location. Think of Halo Reach's target locator. This would be a really fun one to implement. I know Bungie probably can't do it because this probably has a lot of technical background, you know, willy-nilly, that you can't really just do on the fly. So for them to do this, it'd be a lot of work, but it'd be such a fun change for them to add, you know. Verglas Curve. Random crit locations will pop up on targets. Hitting these targets will proc freeze. When freeze is procced, Verglas Curve gains +3 stasis arrows in its volley, can stack. So by hitting these, also we uncapped the Verglas Curve arrows, because I think it can max out at ×5 right now, so it can hold a lot more than 5, so you can just keep stacking if you keep proccing these, if you keep hitting these targets. So makes Verglas Curve a little bit better, makes it a little bit more usable, and adds some, you know, some fun to it. So Dead Messenger, dead on arrival. I wanted to kind of make this a little bit better because it just has the basic, it can change into all elements. I just wanted to add something on to it. So hitting one target with all 3 waves caused the target to take 70% bonus damage for a short time from all or other grenade launchers. So it kind of just adds some more utility, some support role to it, and, you know, changes the gun a little bit. And finally, we're talking about the Telesto, the Vesto. Victory, the new perk. So PvE only, this is PvE only. Collecting an orb of power has a chance to provide special ammo for Telesto. Really helps with some, you know, ammo economy. Next, here's for every game mode. Collecting an orb of power increases Telesto projectile duration. Enemies tagged by the Telesto detonation have a reduced recovery for a short time, -30 recovery for 3 seconds. So what I kind of wanted to go for with the Telesto, I kind of just wanted to make it orb centric. You know, it gets better if you pick up orbs, and, you know, I just want to go by kind of that metric. So that's kind of all. So thank you for watching the video, and if you had fun, like, comment, subscribe, share, comment, you know, drop a comment also which one is your favorite, which you'd what you